Alright, so wanted to make another video. I haven't made one in a while, but 7 days. At this point, I'm basically just waiting for Alpha 20 to come out. So this is another game I play every once in a while just to kind of waste some time. Played it quite a bit with friends back in the day. They've pretty much given up on it. This is Farming Simulator 19. One thing that they did different from 17 to 19, if you haven't played any of them, is they have a mod store in-game, which is really nice. Makes it easy to download specific mods that you can have your friends help with. So, as the name suggests, it is a farming simulator game. So, basically, you will have different fields. Anything in green is something that I own. I've been playing this one quite a bit. What I tend to do, this one is grass, but what I tend to do is basically have fields. I will fill up as much as I can for the products, and then wait for them to go on sale once I've got a decent amount of money. So you have different equipment. I think 19, you have over 400 different tractors that you can, or different pieces of equipment that you can use. You can go into different fields. I shouldn't say fields in this game. You can go into different specialties for what you want to do. You can do row crops. You can do grass. This is silage. Chaff, and then once you fill enough of it up, pack it down, and then ferment it, it turns into silage, which you can sell. You can have cotton, sugarcane, beets, potatoes, whatever you want to do. There's quite a bit. All the different crops are here. Basically, what you'll do is you'll go through, you'll harvest the crops. You'll watch the market. The market will change based on the location. You can double click. Say, for example, I wanted to sell this to the ranch because it's the highest port. What this will do is put a green marker here showing you where the ranch is, and then if you look at the mini map in the lower left, you'll see a blinking icon that basically just tells you where that point is that you double clicked on. A lot of different things that you can do. Tractors wise, it depends on the map that you're on. Sometimes small tractors are about as big as you're going to be able to get based on what you can do on that map. A lot of maps aren't quite as open, so you can't get the, you can get a small combine like this through just fine, but when you start getting into the giant combines, it tends to get a little tight. So the game has quite a few different options to change things. These are probably bad examples. Let's go to the tractors. So I know the Magnum's got quite a bit. No, it doesn't. There we go. So the Fendt, you can change the brand of tire, and it basically just makes the treads look a little different. In 19, that doesn't matter. I don't know if that'll change with 2022 that's coming out. Should be available here in about 2 weeks. But you can change how the wheel setup is. So this added weights. You can go with wide tires versus the regular. You can go with twin wheels. You can even change the engine to get more horsepower. Trying to remember. Well, I know these have them. So you can go to the small tractors, and different tractors have the ability to go with skinny tires. One of the things that the game has is crop destruction. So if you run over it with wide tires, you will actually destroy crops. If you put these thin tire, narrow tires on, it will not destroy the crops. So, but as you can see, cotton balers, beet, sugarcane, potato harvesters, regular harvesters. You've got mowers that you can use. I've got one right there. Basically, you go through, you cut the grass, you pick up the grass with a loading wagon, and then dump that into over here by the chaff, and that'll turn it into silage for you later. One of the other things that you can do in this game is forestry. You plant a bunch of trees. Specific trees will grow straight up, and you can use that piece of equipment to cut them down. And I don't have anything near the farm. Oh well. But I don't know if you can see that tree right there. Anything that's tall, skinny, doesn't have branches hanging off the side, you can use this piece of equipment. It'll cut it down into specific sizes, and then you use these to pick it up, put it in there, take it to the sell point. They also have animals in the game. Get to that in a second. As you can see, depending on how in-depth, they do have the option to turn it off, but you have plows, so you have to plow your field. Cultivators and disc harrows basically will level it out after you've plowed it. And then you've got your seeders. Some seeders can go from plowing stage straight to putting crops in the ground. And it'll tell you, like this one, for example, will say, this machine offers the possibility to seed directly. Different options there. You can also bale hay, baling technology. So you have round bales and square bales. You can pick them up with the machines that they have, load them up onto trailers. I'll get to the slurry and manure later. That'll come with the animals. So they've got liquid fertilizer, dry fertilizer, herbicide, weeding equipment. Basically, you drive these through the field after a while when there's weeds in the field, and it'll pick it up. You've got different trailers that you can use to load equipment on to bring it to your farm if it's a long drive. You've got belt systems. I have the belt systems over here. Those are used. So this little piece right here will actually be able to pick up the product off the ground, drop it into this, and then this I use to park a trailer underneath and load from there. And once this is fermented into silage, that's how I'll pick it up with the trailer. Alright, so we'll get to animals. So they have, doghouse is basically just a random thing. I won't save any of this, but yeah, so you have a dog. You can pet the dog. I was trying to see, you can feed him. I thought you could play fetch with him, but anyways, sorry, I got sidetracked. Chickens, cows, horses, pigs, and sheep. So on sheep pastures, basically food, water, and keeping it clean. They'll produce wool. Pigs, food, water, keep it clean. I don't think you need anything else for them. Maybe hay. Yeah, maybe. I think you might have to put straw down for pigs. and they'll reproduce, and then you sell the hogs themselves. Horses, you buy a horse at a low price, you ride it around, you feed, water, you ride it around, you brush it down each day, and then it increases the value of the horse, and then you sell that same horse. Cows are probably the best in the game still. So pigs require quite a bit of different food. I'll get to that in a second. Cows are total mixed rations, water, and then it depends on if you want dry fertilizer, manure, or slurry only. To get manure, you put straw down, and that will give you dry manure. And then if you don't, I think you get slurry. Maybe you get both. I don't know. It's been a while since I played. But they will reproduce so you can sell them, and they will generate milk. Chickens, basically just food. You don't even need to give them water, and they will produce eggs that you can sell. One of the things that I really hope they fix in 2020 or in 22 is how the land changes. This is really dumb. I hate that buildings can't be at like a slight pitch. It has to be flat, and it's the entire thing, and it basically just changes the ground. You can't get a tractor up here. So if you needed to feed them, which is what you would do here, you have to drive all the way around, hope that you can make it there, and then across. Like, it's really dumb. They have a terrain editing tool. It's not the easiest thing to do, so unless, if I were to build farms, knowing this map, because this map was originally in 15, I believe, this area is decently flat, and on this map you technically don't need to, and don't mind that I was able to somehow put the silos in the cow pasture, but on this map they actually have a cow pasture, so you can use this area rather than building your own. But basically the only way to really have field or farms and make them work is to find the flattest area you can, so that it changes the ground as minimally as possible. Overall it's a decent game. They've got different things that are coming out in 22, so they'll have equipment that you'll have to run into the field that will tell you, it's called precision ag. It'll tell you specific things in your field as far as how much fertilizer you need, and it'll automatically do that in the equipment. They've also got seasons, so you have specific times of the season that you can plant certain crops. You have to get it done in X amount of window, have it planted, fertilized, and everything, and then you have a certain time that you have to harvest it by, otherwise it goes bad. They do have plant withering on, some of the settings. So they got plant withering, crop destruction, plowing required, lime required, weeds. I've turned those off. It's kind of a pain when you're doing it by yourself, and I usually like to get quite a bit into it before I start getting that far. But yeah, it's kind of a no heavy thinking required game that you can go into, and if you ever wanted to try your hand at being a farmer, give it a shot. It's in Steam. yeah, I'm gonna do a few games that I have that I like playing in a row. So if you see a few videos showed up at the same time, that's what's going on. But with that, I will create another video maybe tonight and upload it and with another game. See you then.